You can now put people in timeout for different links. Okay, well, got it. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Tina Folsom and Julie. So Julie's visiting me today in my new kitchen and we've decided to make cookies. Healthy ones, of course. So, what are we going to put in first? Let's start with the almond flour, which I always love because it has no gluten. So for all you gluten-free people out there, this is perfect. So I kind of am the cook who's winging it.
She's not measuring exactly. I love that.
No, it's sort of, maybe a cup and a half or so, maybe 2, depends.
So this is a half-cup measurement?
This is a half-cup measurement,
okay.
Yes. And then I'm going to put allulose, so that's instead of sugar. I love allulose because it cooks and bakes like sugar, but it doesn't have the calories, and it's actually natural sugar. It's not an artificial sugar. So I put about a half a cup in there. I don't like my cookies too sweet, and let's face it, we all ate way too much over Christmas. Then the other thing I love is shredded coconut, but make sure to get the unsweetened one. The sweetened one is really kind of yucky sweet. And there I also put in about 3 of these half cups, roughly. Then the other thing I love is, these are walnuts, the baking pieces. I'm not a big nut fan, but walnuts are pretty much the only nuts I eat. I mean, you could put anything else in there. Pecans, pistachios, anything you need, hazelnuts, I just like walnuts. They don't have a very nutty taste. But maybe 1.5, something like that. So as you can see, I do wing it a lot. And then unsweetened chocolate powder. So most of my stuff is from Trader Joe's. And I put about half of the little.
A little more than half?
A little more than half.
For chocolate flavor, right?
For chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what I absolutely love are these dried cranberries from Trader Joe. And those are the no sugar added ones, which have a lot of fiber actually. So one serving has 21 grams of fiber and only 2 grams of sugar. That's why I'm going to put the whole thing in there. And a little bit more, because that one was already open. Somebody must have eaten some. I don't know who that would be. So, a good packet and maybe a little bit more for measure. Then I'm mixing it all, it's all dry stuff right now. Okay. This is, by the way, not just a vegetarian dish, it's actually a vegan dish. Because I am not using butter or anything, or egg or anything to bind it. I'm going to use unsweetened applesauce, another Trader Joe favorite. So, and again, here's where you just have to play it by ear. I'm going to start with something like 3 big tablespoons. And then I start mixing it, and put it really nice together. Make sure that any clumps, oops, okay, nobody saw that. Let's see, it starts getting a little bit more doughy, but I can see it's still too dry,
You want it to stick together?
Yeah, you need to really have it stick together. So, okay, so a 4th spoon. Let's see how that works. So don't put too much, because if the dough gets too soft, it's not going to stick together, and once you've baked it, the cookie kind of falls apart. Yeah, so we don't want that. So it's almost there, I think. You see,
It smells good.
Yeah. Very chocolatey flavor. Okay, the dough, that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do, put this aside. Yummy. And then I always use gloves for that, because it gets very messy, and I take my rings off so that they don't get full of chocolate. Okay. And let's see.
Powdered gloves or non-powdered?
Up to you. Yeah.
Personal preference.
Exactly. I mean, the powdered ones are a little easier to get into,
Yes.
right? Because when your hands are a little damp, that's kind of hard. Okay, this aside. And you see how the dough is now really sticking together, right? And then what I do is take a little bit of it, press it nicely, and then, let's see, let's put this over here so everybody can see it. Oh, and that would be my dog.
Sammy.
Yeah, she's probably seen a lizard outside or something. Yeah, and then we make little cookies like that. I mean, they're not going to be perfect in terms of shape, but you want to have them roughly the same size so that they all get done around the same time when you put them in the oven. So I normally, see, I have an electric oven, and I normally put it to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes. So it depends a lot on your oven,
Yeah.
right? I've seen with some ovens at 350, they already get really nice and hot, but I've seen others where at 350 it's barely warm and the cookies take forever. So I like to go on the hot side.
And so how do you know when they're done?
You kind of don't,
Okay,
right?
it's a guessing game.
It's a guessing game. That's what makes baking so fun. But when you look in, you know, you set your timer for about 12 minutes.
Okay.
And then you start looking in. If you see that around the outsides of the cookie, it starts getting a little crispy or brown.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell with the chocolate color already, but you see a
It
few,
looks drier.
it looks drier, a few like black corners,
Okay.
then it's ready. Okay?
Good.
You don't want to overdo it because then they get dry.
Right.
And also the way to store them later is to actually keep them in the fridge. I put them in a little Tupperware once they've cooled down and put them in the fridge. Because, I mean, there's no preservatives, nothing in there. And unless you want to eat all of those cookies in 1 or 2 days, yeah, store them in the fridge in an airtight container. That's a lot better, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
You're almost
Yeah.
done.
Almost there. Let's see.
Amazing.
As you can see, you know, they're not exactly all even,
But it's cute.
you know.
Yeah. Gives it personality.
Here we go. And then, this is the way to take off your gloves.
Inside out.
Inside out, like the doctors do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Nurse Julie and I are now going to the to the oven and put it in
And
there.
this is what I have to say. Look at Bettina has it all laid out ahead of time, and she only used 3 things: a fork, that, and this. And
Yeah.
that's it. Oh, and a spoon.
And the spoon,
So it
yeah.
makes it really easy.
Yeah,
Cleaning
easy
up will be
cleanup.
easy.
You know, I like to also store all my dry goods in glass jars when I
Yeah.
can, when I have enough of them.
Right.
Because then, you know, you don't get any criticism. Since
Yeah.
we're in Southern California and we get a lot of spiders and ants
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm gonna shove them in the oven for about 15 minutes.
Easy peasy.
And that's it. And hope
Awesome.
you enjoy it. Any questions, just leave me a comment. Okay. Let's see how I switch this thing off. That would be good to know. Let's see.